Let's look at Chapter 10 Language and Students with Emotional and Behavioral Disorders. The chapter goals are to describe the characteristics associated with students with this disability category of emotional and behavioral disorders, often abbreviated to just EBD. Explain the relationship between EBD, language impairments, and literacy. To identify literacy difficulties related to emotional and behavioral disorders. And we got to look at what's evidence based, those practices that are evidence based for assessing and enhancing language and communication of students with EBD. The key terms, most of these are probably somewhat familiar, but make sure you come back and refer to this as you're studying. We're going to start by defining this population because a child with a true emotional and behavioral disorder is so much more than just the child that might be called, quote, naughty. So, I have a case study that I want us to read. We're going to start with Najim, this case study, then we're going to review the causes and symptoms and interventions like we do in each chapter. And then we're going to come back to this and try and come up with some suggested interventions after we learn a little together, I hope at least, through this lecture. So take some time to read that. And then when you are finished, you are going to see a video that briefly describes EBD and possible causes. And then I will be back with the definition from DESE, so for the state of Missouri, and then what the federal government says, what IDEA says.